Yeah, I know. Yeah, it would be interesting.
Continued the Heisei era's more serious tone by
Oh,
exploring the topic.
and Godzilla, I do know this. For anyone who hasn't seen Godzilla versus King of the Monsters, just to mute me right now. But if you have seen it, God, yeah, you're not kidding, man. But yeah, yeah, they need to stop putting Kong in. But the fact is, I can still see Kong kind of getting involved, kinda. Anyway, but yeah, but in Godzilla King of the Monsters, I will say this: we are going to get a destroyer. I'm not. There's no doubt about it, because one of the items that was used to try to kill King Ghidorah and Godzilla was known as a uh, was the oxygen destroyer. People, and for those who are basically new to the series, I'll just let you know the oxygen destroyer is what made Destroyer. Because the idea is uh let's see, the idea was that there should have been lasting effects. Yes, yes, you're right, Toten. You can't. um, and I will say, I will always say to with new fans, if you want to get into Godzilla, start from the beginning. I will always say that because 1954 is how a lot of us new people started, but there's a lot of new people who started with 98, which I will say, people who say it's a Godzilla film, which it is, Japan has actually agreed that it's more of a kaiju film, not a monster film, not a Godzilla film. The thing is, people don't realize that Toho didn't have creative control over that movie. They just said, "Go and see what you can do," and they disappointed. And as American, as Hollywood always does, they disappointed Japan. They always do, especially with all the fucking anime movies. I think the only one that actually was actually not a disappoint live action that wasn't disappointing was Riona Kenshin, from what I heard. People don't realize that Godzilla, but then let Toho waited a little bit after and decided to say, "Hey, we'll give you guys." The fact is, Legendary came to Toho and said, "We want to make a movie, but it's got to be Godzilla." The funny thing is, Toho actually put on some restrictions, a little bit of restrictions to make sure nothing had happened. But the fact that they were going to they were going to put restrictions on Legendary. Uh, and what's messed up is, I think from what I heard is the pitch idea for Godzilla. The pitch idea for Godzilla was uh, made them actually made Toho rethink about, like, okay, let's see what they can do. We want to see how they how it has what they can do. Uh, so from when I also know that when they Godzilla 2014 came out, Toho gave the creators of the 2014 Godzilla, uh, I call it Legendary Godzilla, not 2014. We call them Legendary now because there's multiple now. There's a full thing. Anyway, they gave Legendary Godzilla, the producers, the original roar to Godzilla so that they can use it for their sounds. You know, the funny thing is, oh, thank you for the lyric, Nelicar. Yeah, what makes it funny about that whole incident, what people don't realize, is that Legendary said, "No, we will not touch." They didn't want to touch it because they said that's the only copy you guys have. If something bad happens, it's on us. So they made their own sound that was almost close to the original. Toho loved it. Toho loved it. The one thing I hope he does talk about this. What people don't realize, the one thing that made Godzilla who he is and legendary, and during when they were showing the premiere, during the premiere where Toho was all invited, one of the original suit actors was there too. They were like, oh, they were skeptical when they heard the roar. They're like, okay, cool, okay, this is Godzilla. But then that, but then everyone was like, why is it so dark? Why is it? Oh shit, the monsters is like basically they saw that the Muto saw the hero basically, and then all you hear in the background is boom, 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 boom. And then you just see the tail just light up. Everyone lost their shit. Even the Toho producers and executives lost their shit. They're like, they were happy. They were crying happy tears is what I heard. Oh yeah. And what's funny is I was in theaters when that happened. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. Okay, that was a cool roar. Okay. Then when the tail starts lighting up, the whole theater went silent. We're just sitting there watching the whole tail light up and spine and the dorsal fins light up. We're like, oh, this is good. Oh, this is us. This is our Godzilla. Oh yeah. I am, and it made us all happy that America, for once, didn't fuck up something that Japan made. Don't lie, you know it's true.
Genetic engineering and the ethical dangers of scientific ambition. The story follows a grieving scientist who, after losing his daughter, attempts to preserve her memory by splicing her cells with a rose and Godzilla's DNA. The result is Biollante, a massive plant kaiju that evolves into increasingly monstrous forms. Meanwhile, Godzilla escapes captivity, drawn toward the creature by their shared genetics. The film combines emotional tragedy with real-world science themes, reflecting late 1980s anxieties about biotechnology. Biollante's design was strikingly original, shifting away from the traditional reptilian kaiju style and emphasizing something more alien and unique. Godzilla retained his imposing, destructive presence, depicted as a natural.
Biollante was Nightmare Fuel too, if you think about it. But we were all like, oh, that's a cool design.
Force rather than a villain or hero. Since the film's initial release, it's gained widespread acclaim for its bold creativity, dramatic story, and complexity. Today, Godzilla vs. Biollante is remembered as one of the most unique and artistically ambitious entries in the franchise. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah continued the Heisei era by experimenting with themes of time travel and the origins of Godzilla himself. The plot centers around visitors from the future who claim they want to prevent Japan's destruction, but instead secretly plan to erase Godzilla and replace him with a monster they can control. Their actions.
Okay, this movie I did not care for, except for the idea of Mecha King Ghidorah.
Lead to the creation of King Ghidorah, now reimagined as a bioengineered anti-Godzilla superweapon. Eventually,
and the fact is, I kind of was hoping for not Mechagodzilla to show up in Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla X Kong. I was more hoping for a Mecha King Ghidorah, because oh boy, that fight would have been ooh.
Godzilla is restored and he returns stronger than ever, leading to the two titans clashing in some of the Heisei era's most iconic large-scale destruction sequences. The film expands Godzilla's backstory, revealing that he originated from a dinosaur mutated by nuclear testing, reinforcing the series' themes of unintended nuclear consequences and military escalation.
Yes, that was a thing.
King Ghidorah's later transformation into Mecha King Ghidorah raises the stakes even further. Though the film was somewhat controversial for its depiction of wartime history, it was a major box office success and solidified Godzilla's role as a cultural symbol of power and resilience. Today, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is remembered for its ambitious storytelling, bold reinterpretation of the series' origins, and one of the franchise's most memorable monster
F-15 if
rivalries.
it's Japan.
Godzilla vs. Mothra returned the franchise to one of its most classic rivalries, reframing it through an environmental lens. The story begins when an ancient egg containing Mothra is discovered, along with a darker counterpart.
Okay, Batra, by the way. I will agree to this one. Batra's design was a badass, just a evil versus good monster. But got Mothra, the good, Batra, the evil.
Batra, a guardian monster created to punish humanity for damaging the Earth.
Batra.
As Godzilla awakens and begins causing destruction once again, the two creatures clash before eventually turning their attention to Godzilla himself. The film reintroduces the Shobijin, whose role is to communicate Mothra's peaceful intentions and warn humanity of the consequences of ecological imbalances. The battles are huge and emotional, emphasizing themes of natural harmony versus human exploitation. Godzilla is positioned as an unstoppable destructive force, while Mothra becomes a symbol of sacrifice and renewal. This entry was one of the biggest commercial hits of the Heisei era, resonating strongly with audiences due to its environmental messaging and nostalgic return of Mothra. Godzilla vs. Mothra stands as a spectacle-driven kaiju film and a reminder of the fragile balance between humanity and the natural world.
Some of Mothra's designs in her own series were pretty. Oh yeah. I know she did fight. She fought King Ghidorah once. Well, it wasn't King Ghidorah technically. That's all. That was a weird one in my opinion. There was like a prehistoric King Ghidorah. There was that's a Ghidorah. Yeah. I haven't seen this. I kind of want to watch it.
In 1992, Godzilla took an unexpected turn with Godziland, or Gojiland, a series of educational specials aimed at young children. Instead,
Mugira. Okay, the monster I was thinking of was Mugira, Mogira. The fact is, he doesn't talk about this because this is all about Godzilla. Mugira actually showed up once in the Shoujo series, Shoujo era. Was it the Millennials or something like that? The alien race. They had the Mysterians. Thank you, Toten. You are the best. The Mysterians. The idea was that they had a monster that would fight that will destroy Japan. What I find funny is the way they defeated him was destroying a bridge, which I'm like, that is weak sauce. If I'm correct. I haven't seen it, Toten. Have you? If you have, let me know if I'm correct. That's basically what I was told by a friend.
instead of destructive terror, this version of Godzilla is a friendly cartoon dinosaur who sings, plays, and teaches lessons alongside cartoon versions of other kaiju, like Mothra,
You saw a long
Incubus,
time. Oh,
and
shit.
Ghidorah. The goal wasn't action or
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You haven't seen it in a long. I saw it a long time ago. I don't remember. Okay. Fair
drama.
enough.
It was to help
Fair
kids
enough.
learn numbers,
It's
shapes,
autism
and
for
social
me.
skills. This project reflects how deeply Godzilla had become a cultural icon in Japan. By this point, the character wasn't just
If I'm correct. Actually, Godzilla held the ambassador for tourists and of Japan, tourism and everything for Japan for the longest time. Miku. Everyone says it's Miku who did. No, actually, Godzilla was actually. I think he's the official tour. Not tour guide, but the tour ambassador for Japan. Official, because you have certain you have certain characters that will speak the ambassador, but if you the thing is, anytime there's a new Godzilla film coming out, Godzilla becomes the tourist ambassador, because it's more because they want to. It's Godzilla. What do you?